Y'all are anything like me, I know y'all got to be sick and tired of these parents hurting kids. I want y'all to look good and hard at those faces that you just saw on my screen right there. And I want y'all to understand that what they did, I think deserves a life sentence and nothing short of that for what they did to this angel that you guys see on my screen. I want y'all to support this. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And let's get into this content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And of course, my story source is Daily Mail because I thought that they gave the most comprehensive articles. So thank you if you're out there listening. A Pennsylvania child went through a heartbreaking physical transformation before she died after months of torture by her father and stepmother. So dad's girlfriend, ain't that something? Beautiful little girl. Like, I just don't understand why people hurt kids. I would never understand. I'm just a concerned father. I look at these and you just have to ask, why? For what? Why? Like, I just want to I'm going to do something to their faces that is not legal for me to do. Malinda Hoagland, who was 12 years old, this angel right here, Malinda, was found barely alive by police on May the 4th after her father, Rendell Hoagland, called 911 claiming she had crashed her bicycle into a tree. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, that lie, which I believe is a lie, is at least creative. At least it's not another bathtub story. At least they didn't slip and fall from jumping in the bed or get run over by some phantom car or a drive-by shooting that never happened. Like, they come up with some of the most creative lies. Well, that's about all I can give him credit for. This girl at age 12 years old weighed 50 pounds. Y'all catch that? 50 pounds, 12 years old. She died just hours after arriving at the hospital, where officials were shocked by her condition because I'm pretty sure that she was skin and bones, right? She also had heavy bruising and half a dozen broken bones and liver damage. It's like they starved her out, and then it's like they put her like in a can crusher and just crunched her body up. Like, that literally sounds like these two round individuals got on top of their house and jumped off and just landed on this baby's body multiple times. For them to have dozens of broken bones, like, how? How do you do that? That takes some real hate and some real effort. Hoagland, who was allegedly 52 years old, and his fiancee, Cindy Warren, that raggedy-looking broad on the right-hand side of the screen, is allegedly 45 years old, and they were charged in connection to the death 2 days later. Daily Mail reviewed the couple's social media and revealed that Malinda disappeared from her dad's Facebook in early January, while the couple continued posting images of Warren's 9-year-old by the name of Gavin, who police say was not abused. Right? Y'all wonder why that was? In my humble opinion, the same way that I always blame the boyfriends and the mothers in those situations, here's why. I believe that dad's girlfriend, dad's wife, participated in this because that little girl, and I'm going to go back to her face, and I want y'all to think about what I'm saying. This little girl is probably a spitting image of her mother. So whenever that woman sees that little girl's face, she sees the woman that this man created that child with 12 to 13 years ago. That's what she sees. She's offended by that. She's what do you call it? She's intimidated by that. She's threatened by that because that little girl is beautiful. And if you can look at his wife again, let me see if I can get her face back up on the screen. Look at her on the right hand side of the screen. That woman has never been told ever in her life that she's attractive. I'm pretty sure, right? Growing up, she was everybody's look. Let me get this baby's face off the screen. The woman on the right hand side of the screen was everybody's practice girl. Y'all know what the practice girl is? I know I'm probably going to hell for what I just said, but damn, I hate what they did to this child though, on some real shit. In the last images Rendell posted of the girl, she looks gaunt as she shows off what appears to be Christmas gifts. In one image, her hand appears bruised. Over the last weeks, Hoagland posted images with Gavin at the movies, a car racing event with Cub Scouts. Hoagland wrote on March 16th, Gavin had a great day today at Cub Scouts. Took first place for Bear Den level. He couldn't be more excited and proud. Congratulations, buddy. Warren almost exclusively posted images of Gavin on Facebook and only once shared an image of Malinda in December of 2020, which is very, very suspect. She previously pleaded guilty in 2009 to allowing her ex-husband to beat their son, Isaiah, who was 3 at the time, and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Y'all catch that? And thank you, Just Me Double D, for gifting that channel membership to Marie Kennedy. Much love. Thank you for doing that. Let's keep going. Her ex-husband, McKinley Warren Jr., is serving 25 to 50 years for abusing the boy and also for killing his 2-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. So these people are just effed up in the head. Wow. Warren was the girl's stepmother, as reported by a Pocono Record. Police said that Malinda was taken out of school, which is always a huge red flag, taken out of school in December and often kept shackled. So y'all saw that shackle. That wasn't actually her feet and wasn't actually the shackles that she was in. But y'all look at this, and this had to have been what it was like. Literally. Shackled. Like a slave. Shackled. Like property. Like an animal. She was shackled to furniture in the basement of their house. Police said that Malinda was taken out of school in December. Officials say that the girl had been showing up on camera for online classes, but was shackled below, away from the camera's view. So that was clearly something they didn't have any idea. Deleted videos recovered from the couple's electronic devices allegedly showed the extent of the abuse the girl suffered. Some of the videos from the home camera system, which, like I said, they were trying to hide it, showed Malinda was ankle cuffed to furniture and verbally berated by the couple through that in-camera speaker system. And I see a picture of the little boy here. If y'all want to see it, it's on Daily Mail. They got his face blurred out. But you could just tell she and the little boy were sweetest little kids. Just really, really good little kids. Other videos reportedly show Malinda, the little girl, that girl, forced to sleep on the floor while chained with no pillow or blankets and being told not to expect breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And y'all know that's one of the things that bothers me more than anything. When you have people who are obese, who clearly understand the value of saturated fats and sugars and carbohydrates, never missed a meal in their life, wider than all of outside, and will starve children. That is one of the most hateful things you could ever do that deserves a life sentence. That is cruel. The couple also allegedly deleted text messages before calling 911 But recovered messages showed them discussing the girl's worsening condition. So they knew. They definitely knew. In one exchange mentioned in the affidavit, Warren tells Hoagland to, quote unquote, run Malinda to the hospital instead of calling 911. Both are charged with attempted criminal homicide, assault, kidnapping, among other charges. Investigators say additional charges, including murder, are possible. And I hope that they do give them a murder charge, because this is intentional. They're being held on a $1 million cash bail. When asked about Malinda's injuries, the couple reportedly claimed that they were from a bicycle accident and from getting accidentally struck by another child on a water slide, which I'm telling y'all, that's a lie. When asked about her emaciation, being starved, they claimed that she had been steadily losing weight for months and were planning on taking her to a doctor. We've heard that excuse quite a few times as well. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I want y'all to do me a favor, and in the memory of both of these children, even though only one lost their life, y'all do me a favor and share these videos if you would, please, because I want more people to hear this baby's story and what she went through. So do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching. If y'all would help us out, that would be great. Here we go.
The details surrounding the death of this 12-year-old girl are just disturbing here at 5 o'clock. The Chester County District Attorney says it was all at the hands of her own father and his girlfriend. I'm Jason Martinez.
And I'm Sheba Russell. The investigation into the abuse all started over the weekend, but Kelly, by then, it was too late.
Yeah, sadly it was. So investigators believe this abuse happened over the past several months since the 12-year-old girl was pulled out of school to be homeschooled at the beginning of the year. Now, their investigation just started on Saturday night, so they are still waiting on and pouring through dozens of evidence, including a ton of videos from the home, very disturbing videos from the home. Again, we want to warn you, these details are difficult to hear.
I think we've all asked ourselves over the past few days, like, when the last time Malinda was ever loved.
The Chester County District Attorney's Office provided this picture of 12-year-old Malinda Hoagland. Investigators say she died Saturday night after months of torture by her biological father and father's girlfriend.
Malinda Hoagland and Cindy Warren subjected Malinda to evil and torment that no child should ever have to endure.
The DA says Randall Hoagland called 911 around 7:30 Saturday, saying his daughter was unconscious at their home on Reed Road in Westcount Township. Malinda was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. Documents say Hoagland told police that his daughter was injured on a water slide and while riding her mountain bike during a weekend camping trip at Yogi Bear's Jellystone Camp Resort in Quarryville.
Doctors found a child that was emaciated. She weighed 50 pounds. She was covered in bruises. She had a half dozen broken bones at least. Her organs were failing.
Investigators say Malinda was pulled out of North Brandywine Middle School and shifted to online cyber school in January of this year. And a search found dozens of videos recorded in the months after from Hoagland's in-home camera system, where investigators say the couple shackled Malinda to furniture and verbally berated her through a speaker system for hours.
The video showed that they would punish her by demanding strenuous physical.
And I'm just curious, I posted a poll if you guys are watching this live right now. What do you guys think the punishment should be? What's the proper punishment? Y'all take a second and click that poll and let me know what you think.
Physical exercise, such as squats and running in place while she was still shackled. That she would be punished for perceived slights by being denied food, sometimes for days.
Just wanted to see if you had any comment.
I don't.
A person that answered the door at Hoagland's home did not want to comment. Documents say Warren has a prior conviction for endangering the welfare of a child in Monroe County related to her son and the beating death of a 2-year-old child in her care. Documents say Malinda last attended school on November 30th, 2023, with unexcused or illegal absences all December. But the DA says she showed up on camera for cyber school, shackled out of camera view, raising no red flags. And the DA says part of their investigation will continue to include talking with the school about potential
To a 911 call from Malinda Hoagland.
Father and his girlfriend charged with a horrifying crime. Good Tuesday afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Siaf Lewis.
And I'm Natasha Brown. The Chester County District Attorney says the man's 12-year-old daughter was found covered in bruises, barely alive, ultimately dying. The DA says what was done to her was pure evil.
CBS News Philadelphia's Josh Sanders is in Westchester with the very disturbing details. Josh.
Good afternoon. The details of this investigation are truly horrifying, from how the Chester County District Attorney described months of, quote, evil and torment this little girl faced allegedly at the hands of her father and his girlfriend. This is a picture of 12-year-old Malinda Hoagland. Chester County detectives found her, quote, broken and barely alive in the backseat of a pickup truck after her father called 911. The DA says 12-year-old Malinda weighed just 50 pounds, was covered in bruises with half a dozen broken bones and in-organ failure. Yesterday, police arrested her father, 52-year-old Malinda Hoagland, and his girlfriend, 45-year-old Cindy Warren. Both are now facing multiple charges in her death, including attempted homicide. The district attorney says last Saturday, Hoagland called 911 after Malinda was found unresponsive. Investigators later found months of home videos which showed Malinda shackled to furniture in various places throughout their home. They say...
Don't y'all find that incredible how often these people are getting caught on camera in their own damn houses? Like, you just can't be that level of dumb, but I'm glad they are.
Malinda Hoagland and Cindy Wallace starved the little girl, berated her, had her do physical punishment like running in place or body squats while shackled. The district attorney was very emotional as he shared details of this case, and this is when I asked him a question.
As a human being, when you look at something like this, what goes through your mind?
I think we've all asked ourselves over the past few days, like, when the last time Malinda was ever loved. So it's an awful thing to think about.
An awful thing to think about, truly awful, awful, awful incident. The district attorney says they are still in the early parts of their investigation, and while right now both Rendell and Cindy Wallace are facing attempted homicide, more charges could be ahead of them. Also, Cindy Wallace's 9-year-old biological son was in the home. He was in healthy condition and is now with family. Josh Sanders, CBS News.
Now at 4 o'clock, the death of a 12-year-old girl in Chester County reveals what police call a horrific case of abuse. Authorities say it began with a 911 call about an unconscious child over the weekend. That call helped uncover what the DA describes as evil treatment at the hands of her own father and his girlfriend. It is Tuesday afternoon.
The allegations in this case.
The charges against that couple during a news conference this afternoon here in Westchester. That 12-year-old was only 50 pounds when she was brought to the hospital. We do need to warn you, the details are disturbing.
What I'm going to be talking about today is going to be difficult to hear, and I may struggle to get some of the facts about this case out.
The Chester County DA made it clear from the start of today's news conference the details would be shocking.
Malinda Hoagland and Cindy Warren subjected Malinda to evil and torment that no child should ever have to endure, and they did it for months.
Over the next 20 minutes, he laid out the alleged horrors that 12-year-old Malinda Hoagland endured at the hands of her own father, Malinda Hoagland, and his girlfriend, Cindy Warren. Much of it documented by security cameras found inside this home in West Callan Township.
Those videos showed that Malinda was ankle cuffed to furniture and verbally berated.
Police discovered signs of abuse after a 911 call over the weekend for an unconscious child. Hoagland claimed Malinda struck a tree while riding her bicycle. According to the affidavit, the 12-year-old weighed just 50 pounds upon admission to the hospital, and medical staff noted that the child was severely emaciated and had significant bruising to her body.
Shockingly, they found a 12-year-old girl who was broken and barely alive.
She would later die at the hospital. Detectives immediately opened an investigation and say they uncovered what appeared to be systematic and cruel punishment of the young girl, including numerous videos of the child which showed the child chained to furniture and forced to do calisthenics. Investigators say she was pulled out of school last November and attended virtually. Now, both Hoagland and Warren were arrested last night. Right now, they're facing attempted murder charges. We're told those charges could possibly be upgraded to murder. That depends on more evidence when it comes to the medical, whatever happened medically and the autopsy. They're in jail right now at $1 million bond. And Brian, we also learned something else from the affidavit today. Warren has convictions for child endangerment in the past out of Monroe County. It says for abusing her 3-year-old son and for the death of a 2-year-old in her care. We're live tonight in Westchester. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Yeah, John.
And again, my hope here is a life sentence, because this is cruel and unusual torture and tortures this child to death, and also in the presence of another child. It's just that these people should never be around children. They should have never been around any kids at all. They're not parents. They're not human. They don't understand the value of human life. I'm telling you, when they get this conviction, they need to never see the light of day again. They are a danger to themselves and a danger to anybody else if they are left in society. People like this absolutely have to go. Malinda, young princess, R.I.P. Her and her brother and all of these kids deserve so much better than this. Do me a favor and share this story. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, if you would, please, about these two. What do y'all think about this? Absolutely disgusting.